Hi, you guys. Hello. My name is Ipileng, and it's All Things Queen. Welcome. If you are seeing my face for the first time, if you're checking me out, I hope you like what you see and that you stay and join the gang. You are welcome. And to my return soldiers, my returning gang, welcome back. I love you. As you can see by the title of the video, we are talking about the Ultimatum South Africa, and we are looking into the reunion. We've been waiting for it. Yeah, first of all, let's talk about the host. She is looking amazing. She's a beautiful woman, but she's alone. Her husband is not here, so Salamina Mosese is here alone. And then she calls on the set is looking amazing, everything's looking good, really. And she calls in the couples to come join her, and people come through and they are looking amazing. The gowns are giving, looks are giving, people are just looking good. The men though, the makeup, Lindile and Nola. Anyway, she says Nola and Lebo are there and they will come then join them, and they do. And yeah, Lebo is looking good as well. It was looking good. Makeup on fleek, hair on. Where's it going? It's giving. So now, yeah, they start off with Ruth. Yeah, but like guys, the makeup. I was like, Lindy, they puffed you too much, man. There's too much powder. It's giving too much, man. Yeah, I really noticed that. Also with Nola. So yeah, they start off with Ruth, and Ruth is like, yo, they recap on everything, what was happening during the season, and she's just sitting there like, yo. And then they get to her and she's like, you know what, I do understand that, yeah, it was a lot, but I also learned a lot about myself, and I would do it again the same way, because then I saw that you know what, girl, you were taking very impulsive decisions. You're making very impulsive decisions. So yeah, I've learned a lot. And yeah, I just saw from the recaps, girl, the whole relationship was just toxic. Toxic, and Ruth was also toxic. But anyway, we love her. But yeah, anyway, yeah, she says she's learned from it. And they ask Isaac about the ring, and he's like, you know what, when he came in, he was hoping things would go well in this experiment, and then he'd ask Ruth to be his wife, to marry him, but things didn't go that well. And yeah, and they talk about Isaac and Lebo, and they're like, yeah, no, he was like, yeah, no, I regret not taking Lebo. It would have been totally different to what I had with Kanya. And we were like, we know, my dear. And so yeah, they discuss what has happened, what was happening with his marriage with Kanya and all of that. And as Kanya would say, everything was so surfacey. Yeah, but they say, everything started well, everything was on the surface. They weren't having really like deep conversations about marriage, about what they want, the future, blah, blah, blah. And so Kanya's like, I realized like quickly that Isaac's not the person I want, and is not the person I want to pursue a relationship with. We're like, okay, cool, no worries. So they go back to Ruth and Isaac, and Ruth says she is taken, she is with someone, but it's a long distance relationship. And Isaac says he's talking to someone who's very beautiful, but yeah, he's still single, but he's talking to someone. Yana. Okay, yeah. And they ended off by wishing each other well. Okay. They now go to Nola. And of course, and you know what they said? They said he was like, yo, a one-woman man. He was like, no, you were so ready to prove that you are a one-woman man. And then they started showing him all his clips. Yo! And And of course, he's looking like a cheat. He's looking like a player. Things are not looking good for him. And he was like, they're like, Nola, tell us, what were you feeling? How are you feeling now? What are you thinking? He's like, yeah. And Shami can see Lebo is there reliving it because she's like looking there. I think they show that small screen on the corner. On the corner there, and then they play the recaps. Lebo's like, and I'm like, girl, on national TV, you were made a clown, a fool. You were made a Popeye. But yeah, it happens. So Nola says, like he says a lot, but he says nothing at the same time. Like he says a lot of nothing. It's a lot of nothing. You can see this man has not changed. It's a lot of nothing. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. But he gets to talk to Ruth and he's like, I want to thank you. We had an amazing time. Level this side, that time is like the side eye. The bombastic side eye. And I'm like, and then why is she looking at this man like this, bro? Like, it happened. It's like Nola was like, I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And Lev was like, yes, it does make me feel uncomfortable. And the people are like, yo. She's like, yeah, especially when you're sitting next to the person you're in a relationship with. But in a relationship with when we're watching the same show, when we're watching how are you guys still together? What's happening? Like, I was just like, but level. So she says, yeah, it's a bit offending and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, offended, Biang, are you guys still together? And
a month later, we then decided to try things again. That's interesting. How did that happen?
Yeah, they're still together. Sister, I judged you, but I came back to myself and said, sis, you've done this before, you've gone back before, so don't judge her. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, I whoop, jump scare. No. I said, but people were like, they were like, and I was like, awkward. And then Nola says he loves her and he'll always love her, blah, 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 blah. And Lebo asked if Nola loves Ruth or loved. And then they cut her, like they cut him. He never answered. Anyway, so Lebo says they broke up, and like I said, they got back to. So they asked, how did it happen? They broke up, and a month later he came and he was like, please give me a second chance. Please, 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 I'm begging you. And Lebo was like, say less, my guy. Say less, my G. I'll give you a second chance. Or maybe in their case, third, fourth, I don't know. Maybe they've been on and off for a while. I don't know. But yeah, give him another chance. So Manje, hey, Salamina's like, okay, so you guys are happy together. Not Isaac saying no, she's not happy with him. You
don't think Lebo is happy?
Yeah. Isaac, I don't know. Ruth are haibo. But like everyone is like, but how do you know? And then Isaac is like, Lebo and I talk a lot. We've gotten close, and she tells me that in this relationship she's just not happy. And then yeah. And in my head I'm thinking, why are you still with this man, my darling? And then Lebo's like, yeah, so I'm not happy.
To be honest, he's right. I'm not happy.
Yeah, to be honest. Now Nola is like and they asked, do you see a future? Like, Lebo, do you see a future? Sis is like, honestly no. Honestly no. And then bam.
I don't feel like I'm still in love with you anymore, and I've decided to end our relationship.
Yeah. Not this girl dumping this man on live TV, on international, not even national. At this point, it's just international because everyone is talking about the people in America, the people in Canada, people here in Germany, me talking about it. Yeah. Not this girl. I feel like this girl was like, you know what, Nate, you embarrassed me. Are you gonna embarrass me on TV and think I'm gonna let it go? So sis was like, yeah, it's over. Ah, I Lebo chose violence, but to Lebo chose violence. Lebo, I feel like she was waiting for this moment and she took it, and I love it for her. And then Isaac is like, I hope you don't go back, and I'm like, as someone that has gone back, what's what it out way too, guys. So yeah, no, now Nola is upset. He's sad. He's walking away, and I think Genesis goes to talk to him, and yeah, man. I mean, Genesis was dropping bars, bro. I was like, okay.
But you need to work on yourself because age is not on our side. We're getting old. And we can't transform our bodies but not our minds.
I know, that's right. Hey, talk about growth. I love it. I love it for him. I really love it for him. I was like, okay, okay, my guy. Okay, nice. Mind you, everyone is coming for him. I feel like people are happy. He's seeing flames. He comes back to sit down. And Isaac, while he was getting dumped anyway, Isaac, he's laughing. Aiden. Anyway, Isaac says he's happy for her. And he hopes they don't go. She doesn't go back. So now we get to Tabby and Genesis. We then notice that Tabby's not wearing her ring, and she's like, you know what? I accepted the proposal. We are still together, but we had to work on a lot of things. So yeah, we put it off for a bit. But Genesis was like, you know what? Also, I still have to. The proper way of doing it would be to talk to her family first before actually putting a ring on her. This other one. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Anyway, so he liked it and put a ring on it, but they still have to do the traditional, ceremony, like talking to everything. They have to do everything right traditionally and culturally, and we love that for them. They're still together. They seem happy. Yeah. So anyway, they asked Tabby about Lindile and where she is, and Jen, and she was like, you know what, I saw that it was kind of different having Lindile. He was doing everything without me having to ask what, and Genesis like, yeah, it did hurt, bro, that this my lady was crying, and then now I was just chilling, being relaxed and just being complacent. So yeah, they talk about that, and so Lindile also talks about the experience with Tabby and says thank you. Miguel Caesar also chimes in and says, you know what, it hurts that it sucks that my man was changed by another woman, but you know what, girl, thank you, because sis, I'm happy and we are happy and things are pashash bababs babadi babes babes. So Miguel is happy. She's looking so beautiful. I love her. So Caesar, they then get to Caesar and Lindile. Caesar is still nervous about marriage, but she's saying, you know what? This man is choosing me every single day. And this man has spoken to my family and said this will be Miss Nebe. I think that's what's his name. So he was like, you know what? I told him these are my intentions with your daughter. She will be my wife. And yeah, so they're doing things slowly. They're not rushing into anything. But he says before the end of the year, Zekala. I love that for them. They are so happy. And so they go into the situation with Kanya and Caesar, and they are run-ins with each other. And Caesar's like, you know what, bro? I shouldn't have gone there that night where she was screaming. I shouldn't haven't gone to the villa. And yeah, like it was just not a good time for anyone. And she says she just shut down after Kanya said, I will come after you. I will go after you. And then she was like, ooh, sis. And then Kanya's like, yeah, I apologize for the body shaming. Like, guys, I don't like this lady. Like, I felt like that was like, I felt like she didn't mean it. It was not genuine. She didn't mean it. Like, she was and yeah, just thank you for the. So just shut up. We don't care about you. There's a whole Reddit thing there by Kanya and the Ultimate. People don't like anyway, let me move on. They get to like Aiden and Courtney. Shame they were not so eventful. Even though Salamina said you guys had an eventful experience, I was like, eventful. Anyway, they talk about Aiden going to meeting the parents, and meeting up with Courtney's parents, and him asking for her hand in marriage and their blessing. And we find out Aiden's got a job. Hallelujah, amen. Because ma'am, sir, but we are happy for you, and he says he's happy in his job. And they are still engaged. They seem happy. Mogeli seems happy. Good for them. And then now we get to Nkateko and Kanya. And Nkateko is like, they asked, would you do it again? Give her the promised ring. And he was like, yeah, I would. Just like Genesis and Tabby said, we also had a lot of work to do. And yeah, I didn't want to do it was a promise to put in the work so we get to where we want to go. And I felt like Salamino was too nice. Man. I mean, the only drama for the drama lovers was Lebo dumping Nola like on TV, but the rest, like, I feel like they didn't hold Kanya accountable. Nothing at all. Salamina is like, oh, Kanya, you are one of the most outspoken people you were the outspoken person of the season. I was like, outspoken? You mean evil? Guys, no, we must call a spade a spade. No, she was just mean. She was just like outspoken. I'm like, outspoken. Then they show her all the recaps. Miguel is screaming at people, throwing people with wine bottles, and she is laughing on the corner there where they put them and reacting to their own clips. She's like laughing. How are you laughing, sis? Like, King, did you like Kelly? And she's like, looking at this is not a true reflection of who I really am. Sis, it is. It was so true. Like, we don't care. Even that apology she issued, like, she wrote an apology on Instagram. She was like, I am sorry if you feel. Like, if you feel. Girl. You shouldn't have written it, you should have just kept quiet. She's like, yeah, I apologized, and I feel like they didn't hold her accountable. Like, she was out there insulting people, she was being abusive, throwing him with like wine on the bed, like pushing him. That was abusive behavior, that was toxic. And then Ngateko's like, yeah, now I feel like I also need to take accountability for that as well. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, people react different. You can't justify that kind of behavior. We are not doing that. We can't justify abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. We cannot do that. No. And then they say, I just wrote Gateko, what the actual hell? And then they say, yeah, he says,
perspective, I want to thank you and honor you. You're not perfect, but you're amazing. When you're in a good place, you're a sweetheart.
So yeah, he honors and thanks her, and he's like, you're a sweet, amazing person. Sweet, amazing, sweetheart. Guys, angazi, were we watching the same show? Anyway, and then they announced that they have a baby. Nkateko, yo, nagit, na Nkateko, good luck, my dear. Good luck, my guy. Rather you than me. Rather you than me, because what? Anyway, they announced they have a baby, and that's it. The reunion wasn't giving. I feel like they were so easy on Kanya. They didn't hold her accountable for a lot of things that she did, and they let her slide. They let it slide, and it's not okay. So, and Caesar was like, "Oh, I accept her apology." Anyway, we don't. Anyway, yeah, so that was the reunion. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share in my like and comment down there, and then share. Ne? Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and thank you for getting to this part of the video. Ciao ciao. Bye.